Yeah.
But all that's lost on the Dems, who are now the party of forever wars.
That's like giving somebody.
What? Come on now. Gutfield, really? You guys were the one cheerleading this. You guys were the one talk about, oh, we need to go full on Iran, F a peace deal. How can we ever negotiate with them? Like, you guys were pushing for this. Now all of a sudden you're with the deal, which I'm actually happy about. I'm not even gonna lie. If this means that Fox News is gonna stop trying to push the American people into a forever war, I'm happy about it. But and he's right though. This one thing that he's right about. It's the Dems. The Dems will sit there and fake like they don't support this war, but they really do. And they're just happy about what they're getting a war that they support while being able to criticize Donald Trump for it and watch him destroy his political stock. It's like the best thing ever for them right now.
Also, the Dems, who are now the party of forever wars.
That's like giving somebody credit for literally an arsonist starting a fire and getting credit for running out of the burning building. This president has led this nation into a disaster. We have surrendered our power. We have capitulated to the enemy, and they now are mocking us.
What we've got as a result of that war, which President Trump was the first to take the bait on, what is a strengthened Iran in terms of its geopolitical stature in the region.
So, Charlie, this is interesting because there's a lot of, we see a lot of criticism, and you have the neocons who want a regime change, ground troops, forever wars. But people say you shouldn't have done this, and now you haven't done enough. And then you have the...
Bro, it's so funny that he's on Fox News saying this because Fox News is the channel for neocons. So it's just like, well, when y'all change your position? I'm happy you guys did. I'm happy that you guys do want to get to this peace deal. But let's be real, though. You guys were one of the main people talk about, oh, this is unacceptable. You was having all the, you was having all the CIA analysts. You was having all the ex-generals come on talking about how Trump just needs to put boots on the ground or resume kinetic strikes. Now, here you guys are talking about, you know, we should actually accept this peace deal. And the Dems are the ones who want forever war. Like, bro, really? Okay. I'm glad you got this position, but it's a bit late.
Media trying to figure out who they should be backing in the criticism, but they don't care as long as it's criticism.
Yeah, as long as it's criticism against Donald Trump. Whereas in Trump's party is the only like reasonable debate that's going on anywhere. But this thing about how they're so desperate to try to compare this deal to the deal with Obama. And you have Susan Rice talking about how Iran is somehow strengthened now. And
how could you not compare this deal? I mean, all right, let's compare them. Under the JCPOA, did we also have IAEA inspections? Yes. Did we also give them billions of dollars? I mean, under the IAEA, yes, we did. But now we're giving them more because there's 24 billion. And then, of course, we got sanction relief. And Obama didn't even give them full sanction relief like that. They didn't give them sanction relief off their oil and petrochemicals. I mean, that's opened up a whole new bag for them. And that's on Trump. So I'm gonna be real with you. This deal is more favorable to the Iranians than the JCPOA was, if you're just being honest with yourself.
Accuses Trump of having been the first person to take the bait, which to me, I think is her way. She's constantly trying to rewrite history, constantly trying to revise the very, very bad deal that Obama gave us. And so then you have the New York Times piling on, trying to claim that the situation now that we're in.
Rob, no, let me just break this down for you, my man, Rob. First off, their Air Force was never a threat. We blew up a bunch of jets from the 70s. They wasn't even going to put those jets in the air in the first place. Their Navy is not gone because they still got the kamikaze speedboats and drones. So, no, their Navy is actually what was controlling the Strait, putting them on. So, no, their Navy's still there. The missile launchers, well, maybe you haven't been listening to our own intelligence, but according to the CIA and the DIA, which is the Defense Intelligence Agency, the CIA wing of the Pentagon, basically military intelligence, is saying that 70% of their pre-war missiles are still operational and 50% of their missile launchers are still operational. So actually, the defense systems have not been heavily damaged. And if that was the case, then we wouldn't be coming to this memorandum of understanding. We'd be able to get whatever we want out of Iran without even giving them anything. If with everything you're saying is right, if all that is true, then why are we here? Think about that. No, really, I'm not even trying to really grill you or even call you stupid. I really want you to use logic and be like, yo, if all that is true, then how the hell are we here?
At the beginning of the 60-day period of negotiation.
Oh, and their leadership, we replaced the moderates who were willing to give up their enriched uranium, was willing to give up their right to enrich. We blew those guys up for a hardline regime that doesn't want to give up their uranium, that actually wants to try to control the Strait, that wants to keep funding the proxies. So no, bro, no, actually not at all. And we're actually on second leadership. Remember, we only went through one Ayatollah.
Is no different from where we were at the beginning of the war, which is total BS. You mean it's not changed at all in that their nuclear program has been demolished, their missile program has been decimated. Their top
Not really. Okay, so and this is where it doesn't make sense, because if their missile program was decimated, how was they able to fire into the UAE and Kuwait and Jordan and overwhelm their missile defense system, firing at least 10 to 20 missiles each? Like, do you understand that? Oh yeah, how are they able to overwhelm the Iron Dome? And they didn't even pull out the missiles yet. They're just really throwing cruise missiles and overwhelming the dome. So they're not even trying hard, guys. That's the worst part about this. Like, they could be going a lot harder if they really wanted to. And bro, all they gotta do is start pulling hypersonic missiles and start striking energy infrastructure throughout the Gulf region. This is why we haven't escalated things further with Iran, because they have that capability. I mean, if they really want to be grimy, they could just start cutting underwater cables and just start cutting off internet in that region. So this is one of the reasons why we can't take things too far with Iran, because they could make sure that the Middle East is inoperable, like completely inoperable, and taking down the entire global economy with it.
40 leaders have all been annihilated, and they want to act like that this is already a failure. And I honestly don't believe that normal people are buying it. I think a lot of people are sort of, they're tired of the wars. They're tired and they don't like gas prices going up. But I think most people are open to the idea that actually Trump is making a negotiation that could wind up being smarter than any of his predecessors.
Yeah, change the negotiation stance.
How?
Dana, what Charlie said it's like an analogy of like Iran is like the
Obama gave them way less under the JCPOA, gave them way less. We're giving them way more. Bro, plus the potential earnings through sanction relief. Like I said, I'm glad this war is coming to an end. I'm glad we're getting to a peaceful resolution, but let's not sit here and pretend like this is a dub, guys. Let's not sit here and pretend like this is better than the JCPOA. Like, because it's going to take away from the fact that this war was a bad idea, and we have not got anything good out of it. We have not completed none of our military objectives, because yes, their military is still intact. IRGC is still in power, guys. Ayatollah is still in power, by the way. Like, did you forget about that? Like, so what goal was honestly completed? Because if we decimated their military, then we'd be running Iran right now. We'd be able to tell them to do whatever we want, but we can't, or else they wouldn't be enriching at all. But now we're letting them enrich. Remember what Donald Trump said? They will not enrich. Even though he did move the goalposts to no nuclear weapons, today will not enrich. Now that he understands that he can't get that out of them, it's back to, okay, well, they just can't have a nuclear weapon, which they was never going towards.
Operative drunk guy at a bar who steals your phone. He could give it back, or he could get his ass kicked and then give it back. Either way, it's the same outcome. It's just that Iran now just got its ass kicked, and they're at the same place, but worse.
Well, now, but he does it every Saturday night.
Yes.
And he's limping now because he's been somewhat wounded, but we also don't know what he's got in his pockets. And so can I go back to one thing?
Oh, yeah.
It's interesting to see Susan Rice on television.
Yes.
Because during the Biden administration, she was in charge of the Domestic Policy Council, right? She had been National Security Council under Obama, right?
Yeah.
And then she was with Biden. You couldn't get her to do an interview during the Biden years and the Biden border crisis. There was none of that. And where is she? I would love to know, did you have interactions with Biden? That's very interesting to me that all of a sudden she wants to come back and be an expert on all of this. You once called me an...
Kamala, Kamala Harris, I'm sorry, but she needs to shut the hell up. She said in an interview that she wanted to get into it with Iran. She said Iran was literally our biggest threat. So trust me, if we'd have got Kamala Harris, we'd have won. It'd have still been war with Iran, but except we'd have the Dems cheerleading for it instead of the Republicans. And that's just would have been the sad reality.
Optimistic pragmatist.
Mhm.
So I would like to look on the bright side, but I also think I reserve the right to be skeptical about all of this. I think,
guys, no, let's be real. If Kamala Harris did this and she drove up inflation and she drove up your gas price, would you still be sitting here talking about trust the process? Would that still be what you saying? Would you really listen to me if I hit you with the Bassett, the Kamala? She rose the gas price. She got us at war. Like the soldiers dead, munitions depleted. And I just hit you with the, well, don't worry. She's a black woman, guys. Trust the process. I wouldn't be surprised if you ain't never watched me again, bro. I would not be surprised if that's what you hit me with.
I think the we'll see is what the MOU is supposed to be.
Yes.
It's supposed to be, let's wait 60 days and see, which is why I think it's a little hard to swallow that this is the best. This is amazing. This is so great. Isn't this amazing? This is so terrific. I'm like, well, wait, hold on a second. 2 months ago, you wanted people to defend the president's decisions, and they did, people who support him.
Mm-hmm.
And now you want them to completely change their worldview and everything they've said for the last 60 days, and that they're jerks and awful, and they're going to be cast aside and out of the party because they don't agree with him now after 24 hours of trying to be spun on this deal.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, isn't that kind of what you guys, isn't that what you did to us with this Iran thing? Like, as soon as we disagreed with it, you guys kicked us out. You guys kicked us to the side. Now that this Iran peace deal is coming around, we're like, oh yeah, the guys that you guys kicked out are going like, oh yeah, let's wrap this up. And now Trump is on our side now, and now you guys are the one feeling pushed out. You guys are the one feeling abandoned because you're still trying to push a bad idea. At this point, Trump realized that he got talked into a bad idea and he's just saving face the best way he can. And we would appreciate it if you would actually be consistent and go ahead and trust the process. Stick with what the president's doing. Believe in Iran. Believe in the Iran peace deal. Don't try to fuck it up for the rest of us. Remember, trust the process, guys.
And to me, I just wish that they would give everybody a minute.
Yeah.
If you are going to ask for 60 days from the Iranians, let's take it. Let's take a minute. Everybody take a beat. Go to your corners. Have a second. Now, that will depend also on Iran doing the right thing, because I don't for a second believe that there was some like lone Hezbollah fighter shooting rockets into Israel over the weekend.
Oh, guys, if you have any questions, comments, jokes, or disagreements, feel free to super chat it in. Great way to support the show and open up the call-in line. We're about $80 left. But if you want to double your support, you can go ahead and send a Venmo or PayPal, or you can just send a super chat to keep the show engaging. Appreciate the support, guys. Let's get back into it. And you can also do gifts as well.
Things are done at the top. And Iran wants nothing more than there to be more daylight between the United States and Israel. And they're working really hard at that. So I don't love that. Epic Fury was a success, but it will only be an...
Bro, come on now. Epic... come on now, man. Don't lie to us like that. Epic Fury was a success. Where, lady? Where? Is the Iranian regime out of power? No, they're actually about to be enriched. Has their missile capability been destroyed? No, they just proved it to us by being able to fire at UAE and get through the missile defense system and Kuwait. Like, bro, what have we done? What has Operation Epic Fury really done? Tell me. Like, how has Operation Epic Fury put us in a better position for negotiations? Because according to the Iranian Memorandum of Understanding, or the Iran Memorandum of Understanding, yeah, Operation Fury didn't do anything. I mean, are we in control of Iran? No. Can we make them stop giving up? Can we make them give up enrichment? No. We can't even get their asses off the straight, bro, without giving them money. Like, where's the success? Please let me know. Like, I'm oh so confused.
Ultimate success if they can complete this thing or, well, finish it one way or the other. And I think it's just way too early to know how it's going to turn out.
Oh, shout out to my man Jordan, man, for sending in a 5. He had too much to say. He just wanted to show some support, and I appreciate that. Let me give you your celebration. But all right, though, let's get back to it. And guys, if you want a nice little celebration like that as well, make sure to support the show. I'll be happy to do it again.
Good point. You know, Jesse, they keep asking Trump, was it worth it? Well, it's been 110 days. We're supposed to get all of the enriched uranium, which I think would make it an achievement in 110 days. You have their missiles are depleted, their capacity to...
Yeah, but Obama was able to get all that without Americans' lives being lost, without releasing sanctions off their oil and petrochemicals, and probably getting like what, $1.7 billion? We're giving them 24, and they were about to allow the Gulf countries to give them 300 billion. Like, I'm sorry, but at this point, bro, we should have just stayed in the JCPOA. If this is the end result, the JCPOA was the best option. And I don't like Obama either, guys. But when it comes to the JCPOA, I guess that man was cooking on that. He was cooking. It got us out of this war path with Iran that Trump pretty much put us right back on.
Enrich uranium should be thwarted for decades. The real risk of proliferation is gone for a long time. It seems to me that was 110 days well worth it.
Ahoy, matey.
Yeah. I have a little.
They're still able to enrich, bro. They're still able to enrich. They're still able to enrich their uranium at what, the 3.67%, maybe even 20 for medical use. We don't know yet. But all we know is that, one, they will be able to enrich. Two, they are willing to give up their enriched uranium stockpile. That's 60%. I think they got like 412 kilos of it. So they're going to give that up. But to sit here and lie to the American people saying, oh, well, they won't be enriching uranium no more. No, that's a lie. They'll be enriching uranium, but for civilian purposes, as I guess they always done, because we never found any proof of a nuclear weapons program, nor have we found proof of them even trying to enrich their uranium past the 60%. So it's kind of like, they be fear mongering over nothing.
Dog down here pulling on my shorts.
How was the Strait of Hormuz over the weekend? Okay? Yeah, Iran lost the war. They surrendered, and now they're letting the United States and the UN in to look at their sites and their uranium, and then they're going to destroy it.
Bro, that's what they were doing under the Obama deal. That's why this is you want to know why this is a loss, Jesse? Let me explain to you. What was Donald Trump saying before this war? He said, bro, and I think Joe Kent called this out too, because it was a mistake that Donald Trump made when he changed his position from Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon to that Iran can enrich. Remember, now it's only a dub if Iran cannot enrich. If we can get Iran to give up their right to enrichment, literally give up their sovereignty to enrich, then yes, we can sit there and say that they lost. But guess what? They're able to enrich still. The memorandum of understanding said so, and we're just going to make sure that they don't get a nuke that they were never going towards. So no, we can't sit there and say that they lost when they're still able to enrich uranium, which Donald Trump said was one of the goals, that Iran will not be able to enrich uranium. And I know you heard this man. I know y'all heard him. Like, let's not play dumb here.
Do I need to keep talking? I mean, that sounds pretty good. Very funny. But Dana,
the only part that sounds good about this is them using the sanction relief money for, American agricultural products. Yes, they're going to buy American agricultural products. So you can't be mad at that. But you can be mad at the end result of this.
Right. If they do say at the end of 60 days, go F yourself, all the uranium's buried. They can't touch it. So does it even really matter? And so now you have people coming out like what?
Well, the problem is they can always make more, Jesse. That's the problem. They can always make more. And we want to make sure they don't make more of it. I mean, that's the main goal here. So why sit there and mess up this deal and try to push them towards a nuke? That's the problem. And the more aggression we put on Iran, the closer we push them towards a nuke. So it's kind of crazy how people go through this insane path knowing damn well they're going to get the same results. But maybe they're just wishing and praying and hoping on a star or something.
And Rice, we don't take them seriously. They're buffoons. We only put their sound bites in the segment for friction. The nuke program is destroyed. The military, 85% destroyed, and the Strait's open.
Really? Military, 85% destroyed. All right, then why didn't we put boots on the ground then? Tell me that. Like, 85% destroyed? Then why didn't we put boots on the ground? Why are we giving them all this why are we giving a country all this for a military that's 85% destroyed? Like, bro, make that make sense. Man, it's a good thing none of us is on Fox News, because the questions we would ask these guys would probably shut up the whole table. Like, the whole table just gonna be hushed up. Like, no, explain that. Please tell me how that works out for you guys in your head. How is this a W?
Greg's gone out there peacefully.
Yes.
He hasn't been attacked. Iran's bluffed their way the last 10 days. There's been no tankers that have been attacked. We're actually going to wrap this.
Because we gave them sanction relief. And when they pulled up to the talks, they got $12 billion in unfrozen sanction relief. And if you read the memorandum of understanding, that's part of the deal. Them pulling up to the talks, they automatically get that $12 billion back. So, where's the W again? I see they're trying to, I know they're spinning it, guys, and that's what they got to do. But, like, come on. People aren't that, well, never mind. I'm going to say this. If you don't listen to Fox News all day, you're just not going to be that gullible towards it.
Up hopefully pretty soon and we can move on to Cuba. My banking buddy told me that after we topple Castro, we're going to be able to buy 100 acres of pristine Cuban coastline for like 50 G's.
Is that insider trading or
not insider trading? That's just word on the street.
How does this contribute to this segment?
What I'm saying is Donald Trump is crushing it on the world stage. We now have Latin America and the Middle East under our thumb. We are now OPEC. The Chinese.
Do we, bro? Because if we slide Iran, they're going to close the strait again. So do we? As long as we play nice with Iran and keep on our side of the hemisphere, then yeah, things are going to look good. But let's stay out of the Middle East. Let's focus on our hemisphere. Why? Because things in our hemisphere always works out. Every time we get into some type of military engagement in our hemisphere, it works out. But every time we get into a military engagement in the Middle East, it never really does. And we always seem to be walking backwards. But yet we still got these crazy-ass neocons out there trying to do the same actions in the Middle East to get them bad results. And people still listen to them.
His economy is struggling, and Putin's losing this war in Ukraine. J.D. Vance and Marco Rubio are looking.
You think, oh man, okay, yeah, they're lost. All right, guys, I ain't gonna lie, y'all about to be heartbroken at the end of this Ukraine war. When half of Ukraine damn near is Russia, yeah, y'all about to be heartbroken. If you're listening to CNN and Fox News and American media about what's going on in Ukraine, bro, you're gonna be heartbroken at the end of this. I promise you, because you think Ukraine's winning, and then you're gonna find out in the next couple of weeks that half Ukraine is gone. Is now de facto Russia, and Russia is going to take Odessa. But hey, heed my words.
Really good. Trump's delegated beautifully. They've gotten experience, respect, stature. Meanwhile, Harris and Newsom, what are they, cackling and selling knee pads? Forget about that. But Dana is right. The Jewish question is going to be a situation with this deal because the population of Israel, they want Netanyahu to go hard in Lebanon. And he's getting probably trounced if he doesn't go hard. He's up for re-election. And the Iranians know that. So anytime they want to try to rupture our alliance with Israel, they push a button, a rocket comes out of Beirut, and then we have to deal with the Iranians and Israel. And we know that's not very fun to babysit, but that's what's the good part about being a world superpower.
Now, Jesse, let's be real. Maybe Hezbollah wouldn't be firing rockets into Israel if Israel wasn't recklessly bombing southern Lebanon, civilians and all, wiping whole villages off the map. Maybe they wouldn't be seeing, missiles and drones if they weren't wiping out villages. You ever thought about that? Maybe they wouldn't even have popped off if they didn't attack Hezbollah first and break the ceasefire. You ever thought about that, bro? Like I said, the defense for Israel is crazy. They'll sit here and tell you the same lie all through mainstream media about how Israel is just defending themselves when, let's be real, we all know that Israel attacked Lebanon first. Let's just keep it 100. The only reason why Hezbollah's even attacking is out of self-defense. And I hate to admit that. And I hate to be sitting here defending fucking terrorists, but God damn it. Israel's committing terrorist acts too at this point. And just because I'm calling out the IDF's terrorist acts doesn't mean that I'm in support of Hezbollah's terrorist acts. Because there's a lot of people who like to make that low IQ argument.
You got the world's currency reserve and you got $1.5 trillion Pentagon budget. So it's in their court.
It's like Mary Poppins' bag.
Exactly. The banks can open or close and the bombs can get dropped or sold.
Yeah, and Jessica, whenever we think about North Korea, we always go like, wouldn't it be great if we got to them before they were able to get a nuclear weapon? This was the opportunity to do that with Iran. So what's the problem? Finally,
the problem is that here's the thing. I think everybody knows, if you're honest with yourself, that if we'd have put boots on the ground just to take out North Korea and their ability to make a nuke, then I'm gonna be real with you. They'd have dragged South Korea into it. And we know that. They just started launching at South Korea, start holding them hostage, and damn near probably start firing off stuff at us. Like, let's be real. Getting into North Korea was just not a good idea for us or South Korea, because they was really gonna get pummeled. That's the reason why, one of the main reasons why we didn't go into North Korea, because we just have to pretty much say fuck South Korea.
But instead of just like mowing the lawn, flatten the garden.
We didn't do.
Sure. I don't know about flattening the garden or what kind of coat rack Jesse just pulled out of his bag. But you're not also supposed to say Jews instead of Israel. They're separate things.
The
Just so you
Israeli
can-
Jews.
Just say Israel.
Okay.
No,
Are you
I'm just
speech
giving you some.
policing me?
I'm giving you some Jew advice. Don't conflate those things.
Okay.
Now do flatten her.
Nah, I feel it. Actually, I feel what she's saying. She's dead ass. She's saying, yo, a lot of Jews don't agree with what Israel's doing. So when you sit there and try to fuse the two together, it kind of makes it feel like, you know, you're kind of fusing Jews with Israel's atrocities. And trust me, there's a lot of Jews that don't agree with Israel's doing at all. And it makes them look bad. Makes all the Jews look bad on the global stage. And it makes them look like a bunch of homicidal maniacs, which they're not. No, all Jewish people are not homicidal maniacs. They do not represent, and Israel does not represent all Jews. I'd hope we'd understand that. But the problem is, though, is that this language that they're using is kind of setting them up for that.
Please excuse me while I show you my Totenkopf. What are you talking about? The tattoo is bad, obviously.
But you, well, never mind.
Enough.
Go ahead.
Okay. I would rather people be talking than not talking. So this is a net positive. Obviously, you know, the Iranians are out there with their PR from the weekend saying we walked away from the table, when in reality they were at the table. I think the Qatari and Pakistani statement, you know, suggests that there was some real headway made. But there were only a couple of item lines in the MOU that actually had any specificity to them. And both of them are not going particularly well so far. So Jesse says the strait is open, but they closed the strait 2 or 3 times in the last couple of days, showing that they can still do that. CNBC said, how open is open? I don't know. That's a big question. And it's also a lot fewer tankers than what you need to be able to getting through to get the world's economy back going. But the biggest win for Iran in this is this
$75 a barrel, Jessica.
Okay.
I think everybody
you think-
realizes it's open.
Just go ahead and ignore the fact that Iran closed it when it felt like it and then reopened it
They
when
said
it
they
felt like
closed
it.
it,
Never-
but them saying they
Then
closed
3
it
tank-
and it
that's
being closed.
only-
Speaking, thank you. Somebody speaking common sense. Like, you guys are ignoring the fact that Iran was closing the strait on and off like a light switch. And they can still do that. And just because they didn't, because we're giving them sanction relief, you're trying to spin this as, oh, well, we can do whatever we want. When that's not true. I mean, it's good framing for the American people, but that's just not the reality.
3
Totally
tankers getting
different
through.
But CNN asked a valuable
That's not-
question.
Oh, guys, we got almost 300 y'all in here, man. Do me a favor and double tap that screen like the video, guys. If you have any question, comment, jokes, or disagreements, I'll be happy to read it out loud and engage with it. Just $2 and up on a super chat, Venmo, or PayPal. All right, guys, let's go ahead and get right back into it.
Great. What are you talking about? 65
Okay,
out yesterday.
the biggest win in the MOU, the thing that aggravates the strongest supporters of the president the most, is Iran being able to sell oil on the open market, essentially rolling back 40 years of sanctions. I mean, even entities that were sanctioned under this global terrorism sanction regulations, meaning that that money can be used directly to fund terrorism. And that was our big problem, why we went in to do this. So we need to stop the funding of proxies like Hezbollah. It is estimated that they will get $5 billion a month from being able to sell that oil on the open market. And there is a reason that Democratic and Republican presidents for 4 decades didn't want that to be the case. And so if you look at those 2 factors, that Iran is still in control of the strait and that they are now making money day one off of this MOU, that is genuine cause for concern. Also talking about what you might get out of the
They're still
nuclear
losing
options
money
of this.
every day.
I-
What, 400 million? Was that what the estimate
really
was?
No. And
No, the blockade wasn't even working. And I'm sorry, but if you understand, like, bro, I guess I need to bring up a map of the Middle East every time I explain this to kind of let you guys know why you kind of sound crazy for even stating this. I'm just going to tell you why real quick, because let's go over here. Now, shout out here. Now, a nice little map of Iran. Here it is. See, you see where Iran's at, guys? I mean, this is one of the main problems why it's kind of dumb to say that, oh, the blockade worked, because the blockade is over here at the end of the Gulf of Oman, right? Yeah, so when you kind of like ease out here, they got Pakistan that they can go through to get into China. Yep, they got Pakistan they can go to get into mainland China. They got this Caspian Sea over here that we don't have access to, but yep, right here in Tehran, above it, the Caspian Sea that they can get into Kazakhstan. Oh, and Russia. Oh, yeah, it's a little part over here. That's Russia. So, yeah, do you see the problem here with that blockade? Iran is able to get to their best buyers without the Strait of Hormuz. Like, That's why it sounded pretty dumb to sit there and say, oh, we're going to destroy their economy in 48 hours to 2 weeks. And by the way, did that happen? No. So them still talking about the blockade and how they were losing money, that must have not been true, because their economy didn't get destroyed in 48 hours and 2 weeks like y'all said. Let's just be real here.
Charlie saying, oh, I think normal people are with Donald Trump about this. 69% say the war wasn't worth the cost, which is estimated at $132 billion.
Did you listen to why JD said that they lifted the sanctions on the oil? Did you hear what he said?
You tell me.
No, tell me. Tell me what you heard him say. The rationale for lifting the oil sanctions.
Oh, so that the money can go to support the people inside there instead of giving them the regime change that they would. You tell me what JD said.
He said it gives us more visibility in where the money's going. Because right now,
bro, you sound. Bro, okay, so you think we're gonna be able to track every dollar? No, really think about what he's saying. So you think that we're gonna be able to track every dollar that the Iranians make and use? You think we're going to be able to track each and every one of it? So you think we're going to be able to track all transactions and make sure that we're able to have a hawk eye on them supporting proxies and the IRGC, which they will do, by the way. I mean, guys, what you think they're going to do with the billions of dollars? They're going to cut IRGC a check. They haven't been paid in months. So no, we're literally funding the IRGC with the sanction relief. I believe we already did. So let's not sit here and play stupid like my man Jesse is.
It's on the black market.
So we could just
the sanctions
track
haven't
it
worked.
right to Hezbollah instead of it going in the secret corridor?
You actually can, because now it's not on the black market and you can see it go through our banks.
Jesse.
Hey, and shout out to my man Noah for coming in with another Venmo. Appreciate his support. He says, let me go ahead and pull this all the way up. He says, we are the next generation to go into the position of power. As such, we need to learn from these mistakes and work as a species to better not only our nation, but our planet. And bro, I agree with you on that so much, dog. And celebration.